Hi, loves. Welcome back to AW Confidential, where nothing is confidential. Today, I'm joined by two stars from NBC's new comedy, Happy's Place. Belissa Escobedo, who you know from Blue Beetle and Hocus Pocus 2, and Pablo Castelblanco from Alaska Daily, Dear White People. They're bringing culture, comedy, and heart to primetime. And today we're talking representation, rewriting the Hollywood script, and Happy's Place. Enjoy. Hello, Belisa. Hello, Pablo.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining me today. So,
Yes.
congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
from
you.
Of course. You're such an amazing representation to see you on screen.
Um,
It's pride.
Thank
So
you.
congrats. So from Bogota to Hollywood and from Hocus Pocus to prime time,
Yes.
when did you realize that you weren't dreaming anymore, that you were actually living it?
Ooh, that for me, for me, it was probably when I was filming like Baker and the Beauty and got to
I
shoot.
love that show.
Yes, when I got to shoot in Puerto Rico for 6 months, like that was my first, big job. And like to have it be that was just like, this is so Hollywood. And also just, all Latino casts, all Latino crew. Like it was just such a special experience, but it was also a way to like really throw me in there and be like, this is Hollywood.
I
So for
love
me, it
that.
was like, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in it. I'm in
I love that. Okay, Pablo, you had a few minutes to think. When was your, oh
it.
my God, I'm living it right now?
I, I, it's really weird because I think of different points. I graduated college and I did a play first, and I remember just going to that theater, like this amazing 99-seat theater here in LA called the Fountain Theater, and just like doing that every day and just being like, I'm doing this play, people are coming to see it. It just kind of felt so real. And after that, there were like
Yeah.
lows and highs and whatnot. But I just kind of always think about that experience being like, oh, well, that learning I did, now it's real. Like now we're putting it on stage and like there
Yeah.
are reviewers. It just kind of felt so
Wow. And you
real
were doing what you love,
and what I
right?
loved. And it was also it was a play that's amazing. It's called My Mañana Comes. It takes place on a kitchen and it's busboy. So I was acting in Spanish and in English. So it was very much
Yeah.
like if a perfect thing for me to do right out of school. It
I
was
love
awesome.
that. I love that. And I'm glad you mentioned that play. So Latino actors are often put into the stereotypes. Was there a moment when you decided, I'm going to rewrite this narrative my way? Because we're put into boxes. I hope one day it stops. But, when was that moment when you said, I'm going to rewrite, that story and own, my story, be the author of my own story? When did that happen for you guys? Has it happened yet?
Um, I think for me, I always think back to when, because I was a really, chunky kid. And I remember when I went to my first acting class, um, and I had the acting teacher tell me, like, you know, you're already Latina, so it's going to be hard. And she was like, and, like, you'd have to essentially be like Melissa McCarthy. Like, there's only so much
Wow.
you can do because you're bigger. And that I was like 11. Um, And from that moment, I could have taken it, and obviously I did take it like to heart, but I took it in a different way of than like, oh, I can't do it then. There's no space for me. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna make my own then. I'm
It
gonna
was
make my
fuel.
own character. It was fuel. It was totally fuel. Um, and I think even seeing on screen so many Latino characters being pigeonholed into certain things, growing up watching that, I was like, no, it's going to be different when I'm there. And thankfully it was, it keeps getting different. It keeps growing as we need to. But yeah, I think from a young age, I was always like, I know I'm not what they want for the narrative, what Hollywood thinks. I'm going to be my own thing, and they
Okay.
can hire me if they want to.
And Pablo, did you have a moment like that yet? Or
Yeah, I remember I used to when I graduated school I met with like an agent and he was like, "Well, you're an immigrant, you're on an like an acting visa. No, like Disney's not gonna hire you. No one's gonna hire you on this visa." Um, and I just remember just feeling completely against that statement because I was like, "Well, you're just telling me then that I don't get to live my life and live
Mhm,
my dreams and like fight for what I want." I, of course, didn't sign with that agent, but I was just like, I just remember hearing that and just feeling that it was so wrong. And I could have taken it the way of, and sometimes when I go to speak in my school, a lot of kids have this fear because they've been told that. And that's
mhm.
to say that I just kind of was like, no, I kind of refuse. I just kind of was like, I don't
Yeah.
accept that truth.
wow.
And I kept auditioning. And yes, sometimes I don't know. I don't know to this date how many roles maybe people just completely disregarded me because of my immigration status. But eventually, like the first series regular thing that I did was for ABC, which is Disney. And guess what? They were like, "Oh, he's on an O1 visa. Let me see his paperwork. It works. Great. Let's do
I
it."
love that.
We shot in Vancouver. They helped me get the visa for Vancouver. With that show, I got my green card now and whatnot. That's all to say. Um,
Yes.
if your talent wins it, then
Yeah.
they have
I
the
Yeah.
love that. Thank you for sharing that. And talking about talent, you're both on Happy's Place, and it's about family and identity. How does that theme mirror your own experiences navigating culture, belonging, Hollywood?
Um, for me, I'd say like just this yearning for community and like wanting to understand herself, wanting to understand where she came from, all of it, every part of herself. Um, and going in search of that later in life as well. Like, I think that's so beautiful and something that I relate to, like always wanting to learn more about my history, about my family's history. Um, and sometimes feeling like maybe you missed out on that as a kid.
Yeah.
And so, and I know there's a lot of people who can relate to
And
that
I
as
think there
well.
was a lot of assimilation I know for me.
Of course, for so many, yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, for
many.
sure. And Pablo?
For me, it's about just feeling accepted by people. Sometimes you believe, you're not gonna feel that acceptance. I think one of my favorite things that happened in season one maybe was that like unlikely friendship Steve and Emmett had. Because I like that. I just like
Hmm.
hoping the world just can create unlikely friendships like that. Many of my through work, honestly, are like with actors who I'm like, I'm so blessed this job had these two characters because now I know you as a person. You're like someone that probably I wouldn't have met in real life.
And you learn from
Uh,
each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love that. Now, when I talk about, culture and I'm looking at you and you're such a representation, as I said, and you live it feels like you live in your truth. You're, looking for that community and so forth. What's one truth that you want every Latino dreamer to hold on to while chasing their dreams and their version of success? Because for us, the version of success, it's different for everyone. So what would you say that is one truth that we should be, standing firm on as we chase those dreams and that version of success, whatever it is for you?
It's something my mom always tells me is like if I'm ever feeling unsure, she's like, you deserve to be in that room. You deserve to
Mm,
be in that room with all those people who you're like, oh my gosh, like you deserve to be there. And I
wow.
think that's so important in this industry is just knowing like, nope, I'm where I'm meant to be.
100%, a hundred
Yeah.
percent. And Pablo?
And for a day to day, I would say just kind of like I think that thing that makes us Latinos like that different thing is our superpower. I think
I
I've
love
been fortunate
that.
enough that I've like just kind of led with that forward, and that's kind of maybe what's gotten me into some rooms that I really enjoy that and like a lot of things. But kind of like Belissa said, you deserve to be in that room, and maybe that thing that you're afraid it's a thing, it's the superpower, and we
Yes.
should use it as a superpower, to be honest.
Hmm.
Yes. So I can't leave you without asking you one question. When you look around the set at a show like Happy's Place, do you feel the shift that Latinos are, you know, we're not just part of the story anymore, we're actually telling our stories? Do you look around and say, "Wow, I'm telling my story. It's not just I'm a part of the story."
I definitely always have those moments like looking at Pablo like on a show night and being like, oh my gosh, you know, um, I think I'm always going to be that person who's like, we need to do more. We have more work to do. I want to see more, Latino writers, producers. I want to see them doing the camera operate. I'm just such that person. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, but we could do more.
And you
Uh,
will, and you will.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Belissa completely. Like I have learned so much from Belissa during this process. I think that is a difference from all the other projects I've done is I've never had a fellow, ever. So that's already like better. And then having a fellow that's so fucking knowledgeable. I'm sorry. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
okay. It's
So
okay.
knowledgeable, so smart. It's great. But I do believe we can do more. We can do more at home, and I mean at home our show, and then we can do more in the industry for
Hmm.
sure. We have an amazing director, Pam Fryman, who directs most of our episodes. Like she knows a lot, but we just had as a guest director Victor Fernandez, and he was just having him there. I just kind of also felt like this different energy, and that like I want more of that as well. So yeah,
Love that. Thank you both so much for sharing your story
Yes.
and continuing to represent us. And I know I'll be seeing a lot more of you guys. So,
Yes. Thank
congratulations
you.
again.
Thank you. It
you
was so nice chatting with you.
nice chatting with
So
you.
nice chatting with you. And thank you for the opportunity. So, did you enjoy this episode? Because I certainly enjoyed this conversation. It was an important conversation. Happy's Place reminds us that representation isn't just powerful, it's necessary. To everyone watching or listening, please keep showing up for our stories, our culture, and our truth. Until next time, keep it real and stay unapologetic. Stay true to who you are. Please share, like, and subscribe. It's the only way I know you guys are enjoying the content. So keep dropping those truth bombs. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon, loves. Bye.